Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We're going through Red-White testimony, and I think we might have found something we can catch him out on. So, it was to do with the direction. Not that one. Miss May. This. The victim ran to the left and you gave chase. Now that completely contradicts what April said in her testimony. So she said that the victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right. So he's saying the victim ran to the left and we gave chase. She says the victim ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. So let's present that. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony, as I said. She clearly stated that the victim ran right. ... Oh ho ho! It is simple, you have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim here. If the victim ran to the left, as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. Boom! Why would she do that? She would have been running into a dead end, not what you would do if you were faced with a killer. Don't you find that odd? Ah! His face! That's a brilliant face. I've got to say, the facial animations of this are fantastic. Very strange. I did see her run to the left. I did. Interesting. Okay, so he's... Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. Okay, so... if he's definitely telling the truth and she ran to the left, then there's one of two things that could be going on here. April could have got it wrong, but it could also be that he's just basically sold himself out as not being in the hotel room, right? Because we know that April was looking through the window because we saw on the cutscene, we saw her calling it in from the room opposite. We know he wasn't in that room, so if he's saying she definitely ran to the left, then he would have to be on the other side of the event to see that, and then both statements would actually match up, because April would be saying she ran to the right, which is towards the door, and he would be saying she ran to the left, which is also towards the door, if he's the killer. So I think that's what's going on here, but we'll see. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing. Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honour. Miss May says right and Mr. White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Mr. White is right, Miss May is right. Both are right. See, that's what I was saying. I think this is what's going on here. I think, without realising, he's given information based on being in the killer's position. Both witnesses are telling the truth, for once. Ha! I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Boom! Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean he was not viewing the crime from the hotel? If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? Really, Edgeworth, you're going to walk straight into that, are you? In the law offices of Fay & Co, of course. More specifically, he was standing here. Time to show the court where Mr. White was standing. Oh, nice, we've actually got to do this. This is cool. I didn't expect this to be a thing. All right, well, he's standing here. Right where the big K is. This is where he was. Look. When the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear that she ran to the left. There we go, see? I figured that out. Nice. I feel good about figuring that out. Please, this is no time for jokes in ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Well, yeah, that's it. That confused me there, that line. Order. I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Oh, come on. Do we need to spell it out for you? Rapscallion? Oh, I've never seen him like this. He's panicking a bit. The postulations of the defence are a distortion of the truth, Your Honour. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. How do they? Ho ho ho! You provide much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing? The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. Ah, okay. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologise. Your Honour, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Oh, I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can. She ran to the left. Okay. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. So he's... Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. Okay. You chased her and delivered the final blow. Okay, do we have anything that proves that wasn't the case? I feel like these glass shards are going to be important. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? Okay. That does seem to make sense. How does that make sense? I mean, I know there's like corruption and stuff going on here, but that does not make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness's testimony? I will indeed, yes. You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honour. You bet I will. Okay, we're going to press on everything, see if there's anything that contradicts again. Okay, Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. Okay. What do you mean by that? That is what I am about to explain. You Americans, always so impatient. It does not become you. Hey, buddy, you're an American too. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left. What do you mean, first? First? That is what comes before what happens next. You do speak English, right? Please, sit back, relax. I will try to use simple words for your benefit. First, she ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. I didn't hit anyone. Now, one thing I want to look at is the autopsy report. I want to see if there's multiple hits or whether it's just one hit, because he's saying that we hit her, that she ran left, we hit her, she ran right, or tried to run right with the last of her strength, and then we hit her again. So I want to look at that autopsy report. I didn't hit anyone. Now, Mr. Wright, there is no point hiding things from this court. I'm not hiding anything. The prosecution requests that the defense refrain from interrupting the testimony. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Why is he mad at me? Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. What do you mean, next? Next is what comes after first. I know that. Then that is all you need to know, Mr. Lawyer. As I said, she turned and made a desperate dash to the right. Okay, you chased her and delivered the final blow. Stop saying it was me. But it was you. Mr. Wright, if you claim that it was not you, then show us proof. Can I do nothing, right? Nothing. May I continue? That is what Miss May saw. That's not actually what she saw, though. So each of you saw different parts. Absolutely, that's right, of course. Where did he pick up that annoying phrase? Anyway, moving along. You see, you hit her twice. Okay. It's just... So were you watching both times? I suppose I was. And please excuse me for not testifying to this sooner. What do you think, Phoenix? I think we've got him right where we want him. He slipped. Let him laugh for now. I'll soon wipe that smile off his face. Okay. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. Is this back to the start again? I think it is, isn't it? So, let's have a look at our evidence. Autopsy report. Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. So that definitely doesn't say there was more than one hit, does it? Alright. Clock in the form of a statue. Nothing there, I don't think. And she also apparently had time to write that, so that sort of contradicts it as well. Let's have a look at this. Okay, I don't think there's anything necessarily there that helps us out. I think the autopsy report is going to be quite important here. It's just when we deliver it. She ran to the left. Then you hit her. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. Okay, so... I'm not sure if it's here or with the you hit her twice that we want to present this. You chased her and delivered the final blow. I'm thinking... I don't know whether... I think it might be here. You hit her twice. I think this might be where we want to present this. Just where he's being really specific that it was 2 hits, because it doesn't say a single blow, but it doesn't say more than one. So let's present this here, and hopefully it's the right one to do it on. Mr. White, the victim died from a single blow. It doesn't technically say that though, does it? What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were abso-positively perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honour, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honour. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Oh, convenient, Matt. Yes, quite. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honour. Ooh. Yeah, we want justice! Don't let him get away! Wow, it looks like the crowd might have turned on him. Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony. The crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this now, Mr. White. No, White. Mr. White. Oh, okay. He's looking a bit deflated. The 2 accounts. Okay, well. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. The thing fall. That's going to be the glass shards. Then the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap! Alright, so he's changed it a bit. Thwap, indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Your Honour, my stomach, you see, is hurting. Really, dude, that is weak as hell. Oh my god, where's Mr. Cocky, confident, arrogant guy gone? Deal with it. This is almost over. Wow, he is like completely coming unravelled here, isn't it? It's brilliant. I love it. Okay. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. We want to hear about that. Because I think this is due to the glass shards. You heard that thing fall? What exactly was that thing? Huh? Oh, that, the glass light stand. Right, the one that had fallen over at the sea. Phoenix, doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yeah, it does, because how would he hear that from all the way across the street? Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White? Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. The witness will revise his testimony. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. Let's press him on that. The glass stand was lying on the floor. That's the first I've heard of this. Why didn't you tell us about the stand before? Why, me? Oh, well, I was instructed not to. Wait. Oh, Edgeworth. 1 moment. Give me a moment to gather my thoughts. I am so confused. White's falling apart. Your Honour, please, I ask that you do not allow the witness to be badgered any further. Okay. Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness. Yes, Your Honour. Edgeworth is on the ropes. Very well, the witness may continue his account. Okay, fine. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. Okay, let's press on that again. Miss Mia? Mr. White, did you know the victim personally? No, triple no. How would I? How could I? I see nothing odd about the witness knowing the name of the victim. Mr. Wright, I will not have you harrying the witness. You're looking a little flustered, Edgeworth. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. Now before, you said that she was hit before she ran. Yes, I must have been confused. But don't worry, we all know what happened now. She turned and ran for the door. What did you do then? I gave chase, of course. Excuse me? Excuse me? He has just absolutely crumbled into oblivion. No, not me. The killer, I mean. He gave chase. Mr. White, please try to remain calm. Mr. Wright here is only trying to fluster you with baseless accusations. Oh, right. Thank you, Miss Miles. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap. Thwap? That doesn't sound like the savage attack from your earlier testimony. Oh, yes, well, I am a man of peace, you see. Phoenix. He's getting a lot less talkative. He's probably afraid I'll catch him on something, but it won't be easy. Okay, so we're back to the light stand on the floor now. So I've got a feeling that that's going to be a thing. So did we press him on this? I think we did, didn't we? The glass stand was lying on the... Oh yeah, no, we did press him on this. That's fine. Why didn't you tell us before? Yeah, we did see this. That's all right. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that was the thing where he's instructed not to. Yeah, so we did. He's confused. Okay, yeah, don't let us do it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, please refrain from badgering the witness. Yes, Your Honour. Okay, so, I think that's going to be the important part of this conversation. So let's go back into our evidence. We've got the broken remains of a glass light stand. It's broken beyond all recognition, which means he wouldn't be able to know that that was from a light stand. Unless he'd seen the light stand, right? What else have we got? Let's have a look at this. So, field of vision is going to be key here because we're looking through the window and all we can see are leaves, right? The light stand is right in this bottom left corner, which means he couldn't have seen that from the window. So he's just grassed himself up again. All right. The killer dodged. You did her in. Okay. I think we want to present the floor plans maybe. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. Okay, so we know that that is not true because he couldn't have seen that from the window. So let's see if this works. Mr. White. It was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand. It's so satisfying when you present these bits of evidence. It's really good. What? Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes? Correct, Your Honour. Now look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you'd be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Haha. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say to that? Ridiculosity. Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognised the broken shards as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell, and the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Well, well, well. He's in big trouble. Mr. White. Mr. White. Is he crying or? You did it, didn't you? Your Honor, Miss Mia. Heh, looks like we're about to get our verdict. Oh, go away, Edgeworth. That's far enough, Phoenix Wright. What? I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now? What? I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. Ah, ha, ha. Clever. Very clever. The wiretap? Order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corps. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does that have to do? Your Honour, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office and by who? So he's trying to make it seem like he'd been in there before to place the wiretap and would have seen the light stand and everything. So, no, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct. You are most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay & Co. law offices. That is when I saw the accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honour. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand. At the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to that office well before the murder took place. When he went to place the wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. Ah, damn it. Oh, he's so good at worming his way out of things. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretapping. He's recovered. Leave it to me. I feel faint. Okay, witness testimony, the wiretapping. Wow, this is epic, isn't it? Alright guys, well I tell you what, that is where we're going to leave it for this one, and we will carry on and hear about this wiretapping in the next episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne Nate, Tony Nerdy, Paul from the Fence Fellows, Lyle, Barry Aldridge, Hobo, Numinous, Kumadim, Paulione, Flossie the Sheep, JohnCon555, Chrissy, Paul James, and Zolties, and I'll see you next time.